I smelled the lasagna before I saw the lawyers. My sister Claire had texted me that morning, casual dinner, just us, let's talk, and I'd believed her. I actually believed her. I walked into that dining room in my favorite jeans and a sweater, expecting maybe an apology, maybe some kind of truce. Instead, I got 3 men in suits sitting at my mother's table, briefcases open, documents fanned out like playing cards. Claire stood by the window, arms crossed, wearing that smile. The one she'd perfected since we were kids. The one that said, I win. She didn't say hello. She said, sign this, Emma. Or I will ruin you. Let me back up. 6 months earlier, my sister got engaged. Claire was 28, I was 32. She'd been dating Marcus for 2 years, a guy who worked in finance, drove a Tesla, and called everyone chief. I didn't love him, but I didn't hate him either. He was just there. The engagement itself was fine. A surprise proposal at some rooftop bar in downtown Chicago. She posted 17 Instagram stories. Our mother cried. I sent a text that said congrats. With 2 heart emojis, and I meant it. But then the wedding planning started. Claire didn't want a wedding. She wanted a production. A venue on the lakefront with floor-to-ceiling windows. A guest list of 300 people. A live band, custom floral installations, a 10-tier cake, an open bar with a signature cocktail named after them. She showed me the mood board on her iPad one afternoon, swiping through images like she was pitching an investor deck. It's going to be perfect, she said. Like a fairy tale. I nodded. I smiled. I said, that sounds amazing. Then she said the number. $50,000. If you've ever had a family member drop a financial bomb on you like it's nothing, comment below. I want to know I'm not alone in this. We were sitting in a coffee shop. One of those places with exposed brick and Edison bulbs. Claire ordered an oat milk latte. I ordered black coffee because I was already anxious about money. So, she said, stirring her drink with a wooden stick, I wanted to talk to you about something. I knew. I already knew. I could feel it coming. Marcus and I have been crunching numbers, she continued, and we're a little short on the wedding budget. Mom and Dad are contributing, obviously. But we're still about $50,000 under. She said it so casually. Like $50,000 was a tank of gas. And I was thinking, she went on, not meeting my eyes, you could help us out. I stared at her. Help you out, I repeated. Yeah. I mean, you don't have kids. You and Daniel are doing well. You've got that house. The cars. I just figured. Claire. I set my coffee down. That's $50,000. I know. That's not help. That's funding your entire wedding. She finally looked at me. Her jaw tightened. I'm your sister, Emma. This is my wedding. This is the most important day of my life. And I'm happy for you, I said carefully. But I can't just hand you $50,000. Daniel and I have our own plans. We're trying to start a family. We've been saving for fertility treatments. Oh, please. She waved a hand. You've been trying for like 6 months. That's not even a real problem yet. The air left my lungs. Excuse me? I'm just saying, Emma, you're being dramatic. You'll get pregnant eventually. My wedding is now. I need this now. I stood up. I didn't even finish my coffee. I'm not giving you $50,000, Claire. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me with this cold, flat expression. Like I'd personally betrayed her. I walked out after that. Claire stopped talking to me. Not all at once. It was surgical. She'd reply to my texts with one word. She stopped inviting me to dress fittings, cake tastings, venue tours. When I asked Mom about it, she sighed and said, "You know how Claire gets. Just give her some space." But it wasn't just Claire. Mom started dropping little comments. "It's such a shame you can't help your sister out. Family's supposed to support each other. And, Claire's so stressed. Planning a wedding alone is hard." Alone. As if Marcus didn't exist. As if their parents weren't paying for half of it. My dad stayed neutral, but I could see the disappointment in his eyes. He was a peacekeeper. He hated conflict. And I was the one causing it. I tried to explain to Daniel one night, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. "They act like I'm the villain," I said. "Like I'm selfish for not bankrupting us for her wedding." Daniel squeezed my hand. "You're not selfish. You're being reasonable." "Then why do I feel like garbage?" He didn't have an answer. 3 months later, I got a text from Claire. "Dinner at Mom and Dad's. Saturday at 6. Just family. Let's talk." I stared at my phone. Daniel looked over my shoulder. "Do you think she's apologizing?" he asked. Maybe. I wanted to believe it. I really did. Because underneath all the anger and hurt, I missed my sister. I missed the version of her that used to braid my hair and let me borrow her clothes and stay up late watching bad movies with me. So I said yes. Tap the like button if you've ever given someone a second chance you knew you shouldn't. I walked into my parents' house at 6:03 p.m. The smell hit me first: lasagna, garlic bread, red wine. Comfort food. The kind Mom made when she wanted everyone to feel safe. But I didn't feel safe. I walked into the dining room and froze. 3 men. Suits. Briefcases. Documents spread across the table like a crime scene. Claire stood by the window, backlit by the evening sun. She looked calm. Composed. Rehearsed. Mom sat at the head of the table, hands folded. Dad sat beside her, staring at his plate. "What is this?" I asked. Claire turned. "Sit down, Emma." "I'm not sitting down." "Who are these people?" "They're lawyers," she said. "And we need to talk." My heart was pounding. Lawyers? For what? One of the men, mid-50s, gray hair, reading glasses, cleared his throat. "Miss Emma Carter, my name is Lawrence Finch. I represent your sister, Claire Carter, in a financial matter." I looked at Claire. "What financial matter?" She took a step forward. Her voice was cold. "You owe me $50,000. I laughed. I actually laughed. "I owe you? I never borrowed anything from you." "No," she said. "But you promised me." "I never." "You said you'd help. You said family supports family. And then you backed out. You humiliated me. You made me look like a fool in front of Marcus's family. Do you know how embarrassing it was to tell them we had to downsize the venue? To cut the guest list? To cancel the band? Claire, I never promised you anything. I said I couldn't afford it." Semantics. Lawrence Finch cleared his throat again. Miss Carter, we've prepared a formal agreement. A promissory note. If you sign this document, you'll agree to pay your sister $50,000 over the next 12 months. Failure to comply will result in legal action for breach of verbal contract and emotional distress. I stared at him. Emotional distress? Your refusal caused my client significant mental anguish, he said flatly. This is insane. Claire stepped closer. Her voice dropped. Quiet. Cutting. Sign this, Emma. Or I will ruin you. I will drag your name through every family gathering. I will make sure Mom and Dad never look at you the same way. I will tell everyone you're a selfish, heartless liar who abandoned her sister when she needed her most. I will make your life hell. I looked at my parents, waiting for them to say something. Anything. Mom wouldn't meet my eyes. Dad stared at his plate. No one was coming to save me. I felt something shift inside me. Not anger. Not panic. Clarity. I pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking, but my voice was steady. I need to make a call. Claire smirked. Go ahead. Call whoever you want. It won't change anything. I dialed Daniel. He picked up on the second ring. Hey, babe. How's dinner? Can you come to my parents' house? I said quietly. Now. Pause. What's wrong? Just come. Please. I'm on my way. I hung up. I looked at Claire. My husband's coming. She rolled her eyes. Great. Another person to witness you lose. Daniel walked in 12 minutes later. He was still in his work clothes, slacks, button down, tie loosened. He took one look at the room and his entire demeanor changed. What's going on? He asked. I gestured to the lawyers. Apparently I owe Claire $50,000. And if I don't sign this, she's going to ruin my life. Daniel's jaw tightened. He turned to Claire. You ambushed my wife. I'm protecting my interests, Claire said coolly. With lawyers? She made a commitment. She didn't. Daniel's voice was calm. Too calm. Emma never promised you anything. You asked. She said no. And now you're attempting to extort her with fake legal threats. Lawrence Finch bristled. I assure you, sir, this is not. Daniel held up a hand. Let me save everyone some time. He reached into his bag, the leather messenger bag he always carried, and pulled out a folder. Crisp. Organized. Tabs. He set it on the table. If you're on the edge of your seat right now, hit subscribe. You need to see how this ends. Daniel opened the folder. First, he said, looking at Lawrence Finch, there's no such thing as a verbal contract for a gift. Illinois law is very clear on that. A promise to give money is not legally enforceable unless there's documented consideration. Which there isn't. So this promissory note? It's worthless. Lawrence Finch's face went red. Second, Daniel continued, flipping a page, emotional distress claims require proof of severe distress. Therapy records. Medical documentation. Not just hurt feelings because someone said no. He looked at Claire. Do you have therapy records, Claire? She said nothing. Third, Daniel said, his voice dropping, extortion is a felony. Threatening to ruin someone's reputation unless they pay you money? That's textbook. He slid a document across the table. I took the liberty of drafting a cease and desist letter. If you, or your lawyers, contact my wife again with these threats, I'll file a report with the Illinois State Bar and the police. Do you understand? Silence. Lawrence Finch gathered his papers. The other two lawyers followed suit. They didn't say a word. They just left. Claire stood frozen by the window. Daniel turned to her. You want $50,000, he said quietly. Get a loan. Get a second job. Downsize your wedding. But you will never, ever, threaten my wife again. He looked at my parents. And you two should be ashamed of yourselves. Then he took my hand. Come on, Emma. We're leaving. I didn't hear from Claire for 2 weeks. No texts. No calls. Nothing. Mom called once. I let it go to voicemail. She said, Emma, sweetheart, I think there's been a misunderstanding. Can we talk? I deleted it. Dad sent an email. Subject line, let's fix this. I didn't open it. Daniel and I went to therapy. Not because we were struggling, but because I needed to process what had happened. The betrayal. The ambush. The silence from my parents. They chose her, I told the therapist. They sat there and watched her try to extort me, and they said nothing. How does that make you feel? She asked. Like I never mattered. Daniel reached for my hand. Claire's wedding happened. I didn't go. She didn't invite me. I saw the photos on Instagram. The venue was smaller than she'd wanted. The guest list was trimmed. The band was replaced by a DJ. But it was still beautiful. And I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. Just a quiet, distant grief for the sister I used to have. Comment below if you've ever had to grieve someone who's still alive. I see you. 3 months after the wedding, Mom called again. This time, I answered. Emma, she said. Her voice was small. Can we meet? Just you and me? I met her at a park. Neutral ground. Public. She looked older. Tired. I'm sorry, she said. I waited. I should have stopped her. I should have said something. I just thought Claire was so worked up, and I thought if we all just got through it, things would calm down. I didn't know she'd hired lawyers. I didn't know it would go that far. But you stayed silent, I said. You sat there and let her threaten me. I know. And Dad? He's sorry too. He doesn't know how to fix it. I looked at her. This woman who'd raised me. Who'd taught me to be kind. To be fair. To stand up for myself. You taught me that family protects each other, I said quietly. But you didn't protect me. You protected her feelings. Mom started to cry. I know, she whispered. I know. It took time. Months of slow, painful conversations. Boundaries. Therapy. Apologies that actually meant something. Mom and Dad started showing up differently. They stopped making excuses for Claire. They stopped asking me to just let it go. Claire and I didn't speak for a year. And then, one day, I got a text. I'm sorry. That was it. 2 words. I stared at it for a long time. I didn't reply right away. I wasn't ready. But eventually, I wrote back. I appreciate that. It wasn't forgiveness. Not yet. But it was a crack in the wall. Here's what I learned. You can love someone and still set boundaries. You can grieve a relationship without erasing yourself. You can say no and still be a good person. Family doesn't mean you owe anyone everything. It doesn't mean you sacrifice your peace, your savings, your dignity just to keep the peace. And if someone tries to weaponize love against you? If they hold your relationship hostage unless you comply? That's not love. That's control. Daniel taught me something that night. He said, you don't fight manipulation with emotion. You fight it with facts. And he was right. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. I didn't plead my case. I just stood firm. And let the truth do the work. If this story reached you, if it helped you see something clearly, leave a comment and let me know where you're watching from. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because I'll keep telling the truth, even when it's hard. I'm still healing. Some days are easier than others. Some days I miss the version of my family that I thought I had. The one where we'd all be okay. Where love didn't come with conditions. But I'm building something better now. A life where I don't apologize for having boundaries. Where I don't shrink myself to make others comfortable. Where my husband and I make decisions based on our values, not someone else's demands. Claire and I talk occasionally now. Carefully. Surface level stuff. Maybe one day we'll rebuild. Maybe we won't. And I'm okay with that. Because I learned something in that dining room, surrounded by lawyers and lasagna and people who should have protected me. I can protect myself. And that's the most important lesson of all. Thank you for watching. If this resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going. You're not alone.